On the surface, the ocean appears pretty straightforward, but when you plunge into its depths, you will discover a diverse and complex ecosystem that strives to remain evenly balanced. A food web is how individual living organisms interact and rely on each other for day-to-day survival, and is even more interconnected than the food chain we often refer to, which is the effective order in which living organisms are consumed. Let us look at how everything is interconnected by studying a web pyramid example from, say, a coral reef location. At the base of the pyramid, you will find what are referred to as primary producers, which in this instance is seagrass, which thrives by using the sun's rays through the process of photosynthesis and form the very foundation of the pyramid structure, as they effectively produce their own food from the sun. The next layer of the pyramid is made up of what we term the primary consumers, namely microscopic animals and plankton that feed directly on the primary producers. Sometimes there will also be primary consuming herbivores at this level too, which are purely vegetation consuming creatures like surgeon or damselfish. Another example of this vegetarian group are parrotfish, which are paramount to the ecosystem as they purely eat algae. Further up the pyramid, we reach the secondary consumers, which are predominantly made up of carnivorous species, effectively feeding on the herbivores or primary consumers, given that a carnivore eats other animals. Higher still than the secondary consumer level, we will see the tertiary consumers, like medium-sized predators including barracuda and snappers, which will feed on smaller fish. At the very point of the pyramid, we will see what are termed as the apex predators, with the most well-known being certain members of the shark family, effectively hunting and consuming the medium-sized marine predators. Sharks are essential to the web pyramid, given that they will feed on other sick, dying or injured animals. You will also find marine mammals like dolphins at this level too. It is important to note that the pyramid levels are smaller the higher you go, directly in relation to the food consumption energy transmission passing ever upwards reducing, where those creatures in the process will expend vast quantities of energy through their individual metabolic processes. Amazingly, only around 10% of the energy consumed at each level is eventually passed on through the pyramid, and the higher through the pyramid we climb, the lower the quantity of individuals will be present at each level. Another important part of any web pyramid are the decomposers, which exist at all levels, effectively feeding on anything that should die through the stages, which are mainly bacteria. These organisms are key, as they break down the waste matter and maintain a healthy life cycle for the entire pyramid. The health and stability of each layer of the pyramid is critical, as the failure of any segment to function properly, with say a particular species becoming extinct, can effectively cause the entire collapse of the system in question. This demonstration goes to show why a healthy balance in all food systems is so important, and why the world's scientists continue to explore and understand as much as they can about life at every stage, as the future health of our seas, oceans and waterways depend on it.